نعم. سلامة الله وبركاته. تفضل.
You know, like how sometimes they mention, you know, like there's the plain resurrection, and then there's going to be, you know, like we're all going to, you know, be judged and stuff. But then there's also like some Sahaba, and they're like, you know, reported to go to Jannah and stuff. But I'm just confused. You know, sorry for my lack of knowledge here. It's just, you know, like how does it work? Like, is you know how because we're supposed to be waiting in our graves?
No.
And is Jannah like already created, or is it going to be created? Like, you know, like if you don't understand what I mean.
You're asking whether Jannah is already existing.
Yeah, like
okay.
Is there anybody already?
Understand that there is no such thing as a silly question, first of all. Nor is there any such thing as being embarrassed to ask a question. As the Shafi'i Muhammad ibn Idris, rahimahullah ta'ala, this mountain of knowledge said, that the person who is embarrassed, shy, he will never learn. The person who does not ask, he will never learn. And as Salama once said in front of an en masse of men, companions, she said, Ya Rasulullah, if a woman sees what a man sees in her dream, in his dream, what did you see? A wet dream. Does she have to perform ghusl? She is asking Rasulullah in front of all the companions, male companions. Look at this. Allahu Akbar. This woman. It's the woman here, not a man. Ya Rasulullah, if a woman sees a wet dream, does she have to perform ghusl? And Aisha, when she heard her say that, Ya Salama, you've embarrassed us. Look at the men. What did Salama say? Look at the reaction. Look at the response. Look at the rebut. What did she say? Inna Allah la yastahya min al-haq. Indeed, surely, verily, definitely Allah never is embarrassed from the truth. So don't ever be embarrassed to ask the question. Because if you do not ask, what happens? You will commit haram. Why? Because you're too embarrassed to ask. فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Ask those who know if you do not know. But if you do not ask, لَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. So there is no such thing as silly or because of my lack of knowledge. We all have lack of knowledge in areas. Every single one of us. No one has fulfilled the knowledge of anything. As the hadith says, if you were to give your whole life from start to end, all the time of knowledge, like you're a full-time student, 24 hours a day, it would only give you a drop in the ocean. So we all are lacking knowledge in some way or another. What was your question? Does Jannah exist? What does Jannah mean? Is it heaven? Is it heaven? Linguistically, in the English language, can we say Jannah is heaven? No. Basil, you say no. But I heard others say yes.
It's synonymous.
Really? Where'd you get that from, sir? Heaven can be called Jannah in the English language. Heaven can be likewise the name for Jannah according to the correct English language. But generally it is used as Sama, the seven heavens and the seven earths. So does Jannah exist? Absolutely. It exists now. Allah Ta'ala created three things. This is not my statement, but the statement of the greatest of saints. And who is that, Ya Mahir? Who was the most eloquent of us all? Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He said that Allah created three things. Created. What was that? Past tense. Created three things with His not delve into how Allah's hand is. We don't know. لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ. Does he have a hand? According to Muhammad, he does. How? We don't know. Don't delve into it. Don't try to imagine it or think, oh, it could be like this or that. We don't know. And for us to be delving and philosophizing as to how that hand is haram. Is not acceptable in Islam. But the hadith says, 3 things were created with his own hand. What was number 1, Mustafa?
In order.
Doesn't have to be in order.
Adam.
Adam alayhi salam. He created Adam with his own hand. Number 2, Ya Umar. I can see you're hiding your face there. I like to ask those that are hiding.
The Prophet's Jannah,
The what?
the Prophet's paradise.
The Prophet's paradise. What, is it different than us? Is it 2 Jannah?
Allah created himself.
So, you're saying Jannah? Jannah? Is it Jannah? Jannah, yes! We don't say the Prophet's Jannah, the Muslims' Jannah. Better. But correct. The Garden of Eden, Jannah. And number 3, from behind. Who can tell me? Khalid, Sheikh Khalid. But doesn't it? Huh?
Talmud. Talmud. Is it Talmud, Sheikh? The Talmud.
Anyone from behind? Skinny, what's going on? You're the scholar of our time. No, getting cracked Jahannam over the day of his hand. Ya Latif, Allah keep us away from it. I don't even like saying the word Jahannam.
One of the scriptures, Sheikh?
Suhail mentioned it already. He wrote the Torah with his hand. The Torah. Ahsanta ya Suhail. So Jannah definitely exists without any shadow of a doubt. Anyone who denies this has denied what Allah Ta'ala has said in the Quran and what was said on the purest of tongues, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Is that what you wanted to know?
Yes, just to add to the share. So like, there's obviously no people in Jannah yet because there's going to be
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us on the tongue of our beloved teacher sallallahu that what will occur in the future. Those who enter Jannah, what age, how, and what they will do in there, and the blessings in there. He told us this. Likewise, he told us that Jahannam, may Allah protect us from it, is created and gave us examples and scenarios of that which occurs in there. But no one has yet entered.
So Sheikh, like there's this one story like of that one mujahid that like his arm got chopped off and then he carried the flag to the other arm and the other arm got chopped
Yes,
off.
Mus'ab ibn Umayr.
Yeah, and then they were replaced with wings in Jannah. So is that like going to be like that's in the future?
It always refers to the future.
Okay.
No one enters Jannah before the end of this earth. Before the day of resurrection. And we know the narration that the first to enter Jannah is who? Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Hadith Sahih. Does this not clarify the situation? That the first that will enter Jannah is no other than the leader of man, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, ibn Abdul Muttalib, ibn Hashim, ibn Qusayb. Now, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
So this sometimes have like the Christians sometimes they say, oh, you know, someone's like looking down at you from
And when have they ever been a place of judgment?
Do the green birds fly into Jannah?
They can fly around it, but we have no confirmation that anyone enters Jannah before our beloved teacher Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We have no confirmation of this. So we say, Ya Habibi, let us get to Jannah. Let us get to Jannah first. Yani we're worried about it's created, alhamdulillah it is, whether there's in people in there. Let us get there first. Wallahi, let us focus so much on getting there and preparing ourselves instead of thinking, why is it created? Why is it not? It's not going to really benefit you. We know that there is Jannah. We know that there is hellfire. Let us get to Jannah. May Allah make it easy for us all. And as the hadith mentions, Whosoever loves to meet Allah, Allah loves to meet him. Whosoever hates to meet Allah, Allah hates to meet him. Can you imagine this? Can you imagine this? Whoever loves the meeting of Allah, Allah will love to meet him. How beautiful is this? Do you not love to meet Allah? If you are scared of death, you do not love to meet Allah. If you're not preparing for that moment, you do not love Allah. So, the hadith says in Bukhari, whosoever loves to meet Allah, and the only way you can really love to meet Allah is to prepare for it. Not be afraid of death. Because the only ones that find it hard to meet Allah are those who are sinners, those who are kafirs. And as the hadith says, and whosoever hates to meet Allah, Allah will hate to meet him. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. When Aisha heard this hadith, one of his wives, she said, but Ya Rasulullah, there is no one of us that does not like the idea of death. He said, it's not what you think. He said, when a believer approaches death, he's given the glad tidings, the good news, the excellent news of what? Of Allah's pleasure and honor. Hence, the hadith says, when he receives the news of excellence and perfection, that Allah is pleased with him. Can you imagine that, Yahweh? Can you imagine when you are dying, the most important part of your life is here. Just before your life is taken, those few seconds is unsure. You are not sure of what is going to happen. Your soul is being taken out of you. An angel comes down. Ya Abdi, Allah is pleased with you. Allahu Akbar. Ya Abdi, Allah is pleased with you. Fear not. Grieve not. But be happy. Imagine. Imagine the feeling of that believer. And then the hadith says, nothing is more desired for that believer when he receives this news. Nothing is more tasteful, more likable to him than that which awaits him. What awaits him, Hussein? What awaits him?
Allah.
Awaits him is the one that is pleased with him. So the hadith says he loves to meet Allah more than ever before. More than before this moment. Why? Because he knows with certainty now Allah is pleased with him. And on the other hand, the hadith says, but whoever dies in disbelief, while a disbeliever, the news is given to him. What kind of news is that? The bad news. The one that hates to meet Allah at the time of his death, the bad news by the angel is delivered to him that Allah's anger be upon you and punishment. A'udhu billah. A'udhu billah. Where is all this enjoyment? Where is all these women? Where is all this alcohol? Where is all this money that you took unlawfully? Where is all this enjoyment unlawfully? Where is it gone to? That 1 second makes you forget everything. When you are informed by the angel at the time of death that Allah is not pleased with you, that Allah's anger and punishment upon you, how would that person feel? Now, Allah, brothers, wallahi is scary. Wallahi is scary. And once he receives this negative, noxious, evil information, the hadith says, this person feels so dislike in that which awaits him. So he hates to meet Allah. Why? Because he knows Allah hates him. So let us get to Jannah, ya ikhwati al-a'izza. Let us think positive. Let us work now. Now, not tomorrow, now. Go home and do something that Allah loves. Go home and awaken from the slumber. Go home and say, enough. I've done this, I've done that, but enough. You know, all of us who are engaged in sin, all those who are engaged in sin, do you not say to yourself, when am I going to say enough? When am I going to say astaghfirullah? When am I going to say, Ya Allah, I've done bad, please forgive me, I've had enough? The devil attacked me and seduced me and brainwashed me, intoxicated me, veiled me from the truth. Aren't you going to say this to yourself? Or are you going to wait and procrastinate and say, tomorrow, 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 death comes. Death comes. There's no more tomorrow. There's no more tomorrow. أَلَمْ يَأْنِ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. Has the time not come for those who believe, who say they believe, to really and genuinely be affected by Allah's reminder? Now,